One.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome tonight. This is Mike Green coming to you from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, Leafit corporate headquarters. Here to share some information with you. We've got Ron Pope online tonight. This is our Leafit Inner Circle webinar. This is where we are going to introduce to you tonight a couple of top leaders with the company. I'll let you hear the inside scoop on what they're doing. But first, I'd like to introduce our Chief Operating Officer, our Chief Marketing Officer, Ron Pope. What a blessing to have this man on our team. He's been a rock-solid rock star ever since he got here. Couldn't be more than happy to have him on board with us. What a workhorse, work animal. He's crazy, I think. I know I'm crazy. I think he's a little bit crazier. But Ron Pope, are you with us?
I'm right here, Mike.
All right, the floor is yours. Just to let everybody know, I will be in the background answering, fielding a few questions. Keep them kind of simple for me. It's been a long day today, but so go easy on me, but I'm more than happy to answer some questions. As Ron, the floor is yours. The stage is yours. Go for it.
Excellent. Thank you, Mike. And guys, I do work hard, but my entire staff at corporate does the same. And Mike Green is he's one of our founding members. I appreciate you being on every one of these calls, Mike. Mike is actually not corporate. He is one of the founding members and one of the board members as well. But Mike volunteers his time every single day, all day long, to make sure that everything's getting done at Leafit, and that you guys in the field, your voices are being heard. And we played around with titles for a while there for Mike and thought about field liaison, but really he was an executive founding member is what it comes down to. And in addition to that, I'm a board member. But very few people are work harder out of all the companies I've been to in the last 18 years. I got to say that this corporate team is completely dedicated to this mission, to making Leafit a household name. And boy, I've never seen a group get to the office day in and day out, day in and day out, 18-hour days, 20-hour days. Recently, myself and Lawrence Sal, the CEO, we actually worked. I believe I figured it up. It was like 29 hours straight or something. We just worked through the night. Mike Green was with us up until his wife showed up to take him home. I think that was almost 1 o'clock in the morning. So it's crazy at corporate, guys. I mean, we work nonstop to get this done, and we put our heart and soul into everything that we do, and hopefully that reflects. But it doesn't matter how much we do at corporate if there's not good leadership in the field. And that's exactly what the inner circle is all about, is bringing to you guys those leaders from the field that are doing an amazing job out there, creating duplication, exploding their teams rapidly. And we want to bring those folks to you and have them talk with you and show you what it is that they're doing to explode their businesses. Now, before we do that, I always assume that we've got new people on the phone that are still considering getting on board with Leafit. So what I want to do is I want to start off and talk real quick about what we do. Who is Leafit? What's it about? Well, we're the first app that pays you when pictures that you post, generate a sale. So what you're going to do is you're going to do exactly what our tagline says. You're going to snap a picture, tag a product to it, and then you're going to post that or create a leaf is what we call it. Okay. And that product that you tagged that picture, when somebody looks at that picture and goes, wow, I want that product. Okay. Whether that be a silicone spatula or a Hurley hat or a pair of tennis shoes or a backpack or a tent or whatever it is, you're looking at that picture going, wow, that reminds me of this. Okay. And you tag any product to it. We've got over 19,000 different retailers worldwide that we're contracted with. So you've got literally millions of products that you can choose from. I mean, I'm talking large companies like Sony, Amazon.com, Walmart, Target, companies like that we're doing business with, Rakuten, and I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. We've even contemplated putting the entire list up on the website for people to see, but it's such a long list. It's not an easy undertaking. So when our programmers free up a little bit of time, maybe we'll throw that up there, and that way you guys can kind of surf through the 19,000 different retailers. But you name it, we got it. It's incredible. Currently, we're a free install on the iOS 7.0 and above. So that's iPhones. We have future developments going on right now with the PC and Mac development. So the next thing that we're going to be bringing out is going to be the desktop version, followed by the mobile devices, Android, things like that. So the really cool thing about all this, guys, is that we have a patent pending on it, which means that other social networks are not going to step up and start competing on this exact same business model. We have a first to market right, and so do you. Okay, so if you're still contemplating this or you've joined recently as an associate, you really should get started on building your business if you're not already doing so. Let's talk about the proven market here, because this is really incredible. When you're evaluating a project or a company that you're thinking about getting involved with, there's certain things that you need to be looking at, and one of those is how big is your market. Okay, what's the available space for you to fit into that market, and what kind of revenue does it generate? And that's what I want to go through with you here real quick. Is just some statistics on the market that we're already in, or that we're involved in. It's been around for quite some time. It's not an old industry, but Facebook got involved with it in 2004 and done pretty well. They've got over 1.23 billion users on at any given time on their that use their social network. Pinterest 70 million, Instagram 200 million. Now, even those are the two smaller ones on the chart. Any social network would be excited to have 70 million or 200 million users on their sites. But look at this one here. This is it just blows me away when we see things like Google. Okay, Google Plus right here. 2011 is when they rolled out. They played off the success of Facebook and the other ones, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and they put a better business model in place. And look how quickly they've grown. They're at 540 million users just since 2011. Right? That's the same type of thing that Leafit is doing. Is we're going into a market that already exists, not asking somebody to do anything different than what they're already doing, but now we're going to share the revenue that is generated from the content that our users post. So for the first time ever, we're the first social network that's actually going to share revenue with you. Now, I know a lot of you have helped build the social networks that you see on your site here or on the page here in front of you, but every single person I've asked, did you get paid to do that? The answer is always the same. No, I didn't. I didn't make any money for referring all my friends and family over there. So that's pretty interesting that people are so dedicated to these different social networks, and there's really nothing in it for them other than just a place to hang out. And that's the same type of thing that we're going to offer with Leafit, is a place to hang out, make comments, have fun with your friends, post funny pictures, and then tag those products to it and make some money. Now, our entire backbone is about posting pictures. So the next obvious one is, how many pictures a day are being posted currently? Well, 20 million through Pinterest being the smallest one, all the way up to 350 million pictures a day through Facebook. So quite a market out there. I mean, 20 million pictures a day, even if that's, where we hit here in the near future, that would be pretty dang exciting, guys. I mean, that is a tremendous amount of pictures being posted. Google Plus, again, let's point that one out, 214 million pictures a day. Pretty incredible. But now, see, what we're doing that's different than these others is we're tying multiple markets together. Okay, we're bringing social networking with over 2 billion users currently. That's up almost a billion users since 2011, just so you understand how quick this market is growing. Online advertising, 135 billion. That's up 17 billion since 2012. We're going to have an advertising platform with Leafit in the near future. So that's why I like to bring that up, is to really show you that there's enormous market here and opportunity for you guys. Affiliate direct sales, 167 billion per year. It's up $2 billion in the last 12 months. So very, very significant growth going on. E-commerce, this one is just mind-boggling. $1.5 trillion in e-commerce sales. So if you are sitting there having the thought, well, I don't want to ask people to change the way they shop, or maybe you've had somebody say that to you that, oh, well, you're going to have to ask people to change the way they shop. No, you're not. Actually, all you're doing is just getting in front of a tidal wave that's just crashing through right now and picking up momentum as it goes. So 1.5 trillion in e-commerce sales. That's incredible. Up from $1 trillion in 2012. So up $500 billion just since 2012. Enormous market, 1.8 trillion total if you add all these up, and growing daily. Plenty of room. You guys need just a very small fraction of that to change your lives and really set up a legacy for your families. Now, let's look at the social network users worldwide. We've already talked about what's going on till today. Let's look at projection through 2017 here. Okay, if you look back at 2011, look at the growth pattern. 1.22, we're talking billion people. Went up to 1.47 the next year, over 2 billion this year. And then look at this continual growth pattern right here. I mean, it's just incredible what's taking place with this and how quickly the market just continues to explode. It's growing exponentially. So, I mean, the more people that get involved with social networking, then they refer their friends who refer their friends. I mean, you've got billions of people using it, and it's just getting bigger and bigger every single day. So, massive market. Let's look at the actual money projections through 2017 here. It was pretty significant, in 2012 at over $1 trillion in sales in e-commerce. This year over 1.5 trillion. But look at what's happening here. It's going to go up almost another $1 trillion between now and 2017. I mean, that is insane growth right there. It just continues to go up and up and up. Almost $1 trillion increase. Very few markets, guys, can say that they're going to see that kind of increase. And that's just the e-commerce side of things here. So, are you in the right place at the right time? Absolutely. I mean, hands down, these are the types of things that I looked at when I first started looking at Leafit. And I got to tell you, it became very, very obvious that what I was currently doing at the time was nowhere close to what Leafit has going on. So I'm here, and I want to welcome each and every one of you that is new to the company, that is considering coming on tonight, or the ones that have even been here for a while. Congratulations on your decision to be here with Leafit. It's definitely a life-changing decision that you've made so far. Now, with all of these things that I just talked about, there's always superstars. There's always all-stars that go out and just really crush the market, and they've got ways of doing things that other people look at them and go, well, it's not fair. They must be doing something, that I don't know how, but, how am I supposed to ever learn that? How is it they're putting in hundreds of people so quickly when I've only got, 5 or 6 or 10 people? What are they doing that I'm not doing? Those are questions that run through people's mind. I mean, I've talked with hundreds of thousands of people in the networking industry over the last few years, as I've been an international leader for the market. And I wanted to find out what was it that, that one person is doing that other people aren't. And through these interviews, I realized very quickly that I need to get this information to the field. I need you guys to hear from these leaders, not from me talking to the leaders and then bringing it back to you. You need to be taking notes, and because if what you need to do is you need to find yourself a mentor who's already where you want to be. All right, and then what do? You study their patterns. You replicate, you duplicate the things that they're doing. And that's exactly what the Inner Circle webinar is all about. All right. And so our first speaker tonight is a good friend of mine, Mr. Rob Hanley. If you guys have been around for a while, Rob comes out every few weeks and speaks on these calls, and rightfully so. I mean, he started July 1st. He's got 10 personals brought in. But here's what I love about Rob. Rob could have gone out, and I've watched him do this before. He's gone into programs and sponsored in a couple hundred people personally. But one of the things that he wanted to do different with Leafit, because he understood the long-term vision of this company and the fact that it's going to be around here for generations. So what he wanted to do was bring in some personals and then build the depth below them, work with his teams, and create enormous growth below him. And look what he's done here, guys. 10 personals have exploded into over 872 paying associates, which this is what's going to happen in a social network. I love this example right here. 872 paying associates, 7,280 total people, total users brought to Leafit through this gentleman here. Rob, I want to thank you for your hard work, your dedication, and for being part of the company. A lot of people don't know that you're also working on a lot of the marketing, the sales funnel, and things for us. You volunteer a lot of your time to Leafit, and just you're quite the leader here, bud. And I've learned a lot from you over the last few years, and I'm proud to have you on board here with Leafit. So, Rob, if you come out and just kind of talk with everybody about what it is that you do for your team, how you build so quickly, and then what they should be doing right now, tonight, to get their business going.
Sure, sure. So can you hear me okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, first of all, thanks for saying, the nice things that you said. I appreciate it and appreciate our friendship, and I appreciate you, um, telling me about this. And as you guys can see, so I'll kind of stick a little bit to what my story is that you can see on the screen here, because that's when you asked me kind of for a testimonial, that was what I came up with, and the reality of this is that I've been in the industry for a long time, about 21 years now. I think this October was the first, about 1993. So October will be 21 years for me that I've been in the industry, since some guy stuck his hand out and said, God, you look pretty sharp, and then I ended up in a network marketing company a few weeks after that. But since that time, I've owned two or three of my own companies and built marketing systems for other companies, and really had the privilege to work with some really incredible people in the industry, and make some great friends. And about the time that I'd seen this, so I mean, I've been in the industry for so long. On the other side of meeting a lot of great people, probably like anything, it's probably not so much just about the networking industry, but the networking industry can be pretty, as a friend of mine that in the business here, he said he used the word incestuous. You're sponsored into my deal now, and I'll get in your deal the next time, or we both had free. It's, you develop this Rolodex of people that you can call on, and have them look at whatever it is that you're doing. And so it's kind of incestuous. It's kind of cannibalistic was the phrase that I've heard before. And you like to have people that are kind of fresh meat, new blood, kind of coming in, if you will. That's probably not the right way to say it, but I have a lot of interest in things like regular marketing on the internet, selling physical products, looking to generate leads and traffic and phone calls and things like that now for regular traditional businesses. And part of the reason is there's as there are some fantastic people in this industry, there's a lot of knuckleheads and there's a lot of flaky people. So I'll kind of get around to what I think you should do. Number one is pretty basic advice, but well, I'll just tell you what it is that the first thing you should do in terms of not or in building a networking business is it's not too hard. Most people in the industry are flaky. They're flakes. They're not accountable. They're not dependable. So the first thing you look to do is to not be a flake. That's the first thing that you would look to do. And if people call you, you call them back. If people email you, you email them back. They ask you to do something or ask your opinion or whatever it is, and you give it to them. You do what you say that you're going to do. That's probably the main thing. Is your word is your bond. But I did not want anything to do. It wasn't with this business. I didn't want to have anything to do with networking in general at all. About the time that I looked at this. And it was only because you had said, God, this looks, looks pretty good. You might be interested. You kind of gave me a little thumbnail. I said, oh, that sounds kind of interesting. But after all those years, I was done with all this. I got tired of, you're going to sponsor a person to sponsor a person, sponsor a person who sponsors a person who sponsors a person, get a guy to get a guy. And nobody's really that interested in the products. And, it's just, there's just some things after being in the industry for a long time that I was tired of. I like to have real things that people are really interested in and have real value to them, and just hadn't seen that in a while. And I thought I'm going to go do something different entirely. So when I heard about it, I thought that's pretty clever idea. It's pretty interesting. But what intrigued me a little bit more was what people that were not in this industry, so the non-incestuous, the people who were outside of this, that are people that are enthusiastic about apps and they're enthusiastic about social media, things like that, that these people who were not network marketers, that these people were really excited overall about the product. And it's cool because this product actually can generate revenue for you, not by sponsoring people, but it generates revenue for you by, by e-commerce, which is a massive market. It's a couple $1 trillion and growing. So I thought it was kind of cool and clever. And so yeah, I got in and I took a spot, and I really wasn't even doing much with it. And then a friend of mine had contacted me, and he was kind of challenging me a little bit, like, what are y'all done with the industry? And I said, well, no, I am doing this. And lo and behold, he asked a couple of questions, and something that had never happened before with him happened. And while we were on the phone, he signed up. I didn't even ask him to. He just was signed up. And a minute later, just by coincidence, he had another leader in the industry, or in Leafit now, called, and he said, "Hey, Rob, tell his name's Will. Tell Will." The other guy's name is Eric, by the way. He's a friend of mine from a long time ago. He said, "Tell him tell Will what you had what you just told me." And so I told him, and he said, "Wow, that sounds really good," and has gone on to create just a gigantic organization. And with that, when I saw these two people got started on one phone call, I really wasn't even trying to do anything. I thought, well, maybe this is pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of hard to know after a while. You get to be kind of so jaded, in the industry. It's kind of sometimes what you think is cool is everybody else doesn't think it's cool, and so I thought that was a pretty good sign. So since then, almost every single person that I've told has got started. I haven't told a whole bunch. I've kind of been looking to help the people that have come on. It started really almost exploding almost immediately, and it's been pretty cool. So I'm very hopeful and optimistic. People love overall this concept, and so what I say is that if you're not allergic, you're not tired. If you're tired of network marketing, then hang in there. If you think, oh God, not network marketing, then still I would tell you to hang in there, because if you're someone that has avoided any of this kind of stuff in the past, the rules are changed. Okay, it doesn't matter anymore at all. And think of if you could be the person that was one of the first people to kick off Pinterest or Instagram or one of these things like that, and you could kind of make money from the building of the network, which is not entirely, of course, what we do with Leafit. Now we've introduced the incredible iGrow University, which is the real. It's actually some great, fantastic training in there. But if every single person that came in who referred somebody else to the network, who referred somebody else, came in, that you were able to make a little bit of money from that, that'd be a pretty cool thing. I call that mailbox money. And mailbox money is, that you did a little work up front. It's really the whole dream of any kind of a network marketing kind of stuff. It's it's residual income, that you did work one time, and that it'll continue to pay you for a long time. So tips and tricks about how to do this. Well, the first thing is there's a friend that Ron and I have, a big networker, makes many millions of dollars a year, and he gave me a trick that is a really great trick. It's pretty simple. It's not all about like social media or hitting your email list or anything like that. His trick is he sends an email out to 5, 10, 15 people. He's been in the industry forever as well, and he'll tell them about a particular opportunity, and then after he does that, then he will, the next day or even that day, he'll either text them or he'll call, and he'll tell them that I sent. Actually, the texting is new. It used to be a phone call, and he'd call you up and he would say, hey, Rob, this is so and so. Hey, what's happening? And then he'd say, did you get the email that I sent? And that right there really separates that email out from any other email in your inbox. And then he can tell you quickly, oh my God, this isn't fantastic, it's this, that, and the other, and right away you need to go take a look at this and blah, 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 blah. So the whole concept is not so much that he sent an email. The main thing is nothing sponsors and refers people like the telephone. And you're probably going to have some people tell you that, hey, they're not interested or whatever it's going to be. It really doesn't matter. You just go on overall to the next person. That's probably the biggest advice overall that I would have with this, is that you get on the phone and you tell them about what it is. You send them to right now our corporate website. Soon we'll have the marketing funnel. That is where I have been. So there's people that are on my team. I feel kind of bad because you're talking about all this incredible support that I provide, and really the reality of it, the truth of it is, Ron, is that I referred some people in that are great leaders. And I have some people that are close to me that are great leaders that have built their organizations. They're quite capable, and all I have done at this point now is I got them really excited about it, and then I plugged them into you, or I plugged them into Mike Green. And that in itself is probably a tip in terms of networking or network marketing. Is I have not tried to be the one-stop shop of all kinds of information. Really often I'll just say, I don't know. I'll find out. I'll ask Ron. I'll see. This, that, and the other. And I kind of become an advocate. I become a little bit of an information portal to them. And I've been fortunate that the people that I brought on are people that are very capable, that they're self-sufficient. And if I'm not around, you can always reach me by phone. I kind of got a little bit underground on my Skype because I get 10 zillion of them while I finish this marketing funnel. So if you're trying to get me, then call me. It's probably the best way. But that's how I'm really looking to serve everybody the best I can, is by creating the coolest marketing tools that we can have overall for this really, really, really cool business. So that's probably the best advice that I would say. If there's two things: pick up the phone and call people, and then look to refer people in that are leaders in this, and it's going to be easier. And we are first. Lawrence is talking about millions and tens of millions of people in this. Personally, I think that it's almost silly to go, God will be bigger than Facebook. But then again, who knows? I remember when Facebook was teeny tiny and MySpace was the whole thing, and people would say, "What's MySpace now exactly?" So maybe that's possible, but I do know that even having a group of 200,000 or 300,000, you have the chance to have most of those people in your organization. And with some of the things that Lawrence is going to bring out with the gamification and some other cool things like that, I think that we got a lot of really cool stuff in front of us. So that's pretty much about it, Ron. I mean, I've gone from being somebody that I didn't want to be doing any kind of networking or anything, and this is probably my last hurrah in the networking industry. I mean, I like this because it's real. We're talking about e-commerce, and so this is this is probably the last rodeo for me. Other than that, I want to concentrate on just doing other internet related things. So that's it.
Excellent, Rob. Man, that was incredible. Quite a message for the field there, and so taken from what you just said there, guys, I would suggest that with Rob's experience, and I've known him for quite a while now, and he spends all of his extra time learning how to market online and master ad copy and the way things flow, and how to track people from one site to the other. I mean, this guy is a master at internet marketing. Matter of fact,
there's one thing I could say, actually. Is it okay if I add a little bit? Because you made me remember something. Is that all right?
Sure, go right ahead.
Okay, I apologize. But you really brought up something that I'm really passionate about. And you almost said what I'm going to say right now is one of my business partners, he's no longer actually in the industry. He made millions of dollars, and he's doing something different now. He's like a big emailer and stuff, but he, for a lot of the reasons, same reasons probably as me. So when you've been around a long time, you kind of think about you look at different areas. So any rate, one of the things that he told me a while ago, and I tend to remember things like this, is he said it wasn't necessarily to me, but it was to me, and then I would say this to anybody, is develop a skill. So become proficient in something. And you would think, so I had to think to myself, well, what am I proficient in? Because I was pretty good at a lot of things, or decent at a lot of things, I would say. But what can you really become really good at? So what do you like, and what's valuable? I've always been pretty good at like doing videos. I've always been pretty decent at doing presentations. I like to talk and learn information from people. And so some of the things that I've purposed myself to do, today, yesterday, I like personal development a lot. I like to read a lot of old personal development books I find for free on Google Play, by the way. That's one thing. But I like to do stuff like read copywriting books. I've got a whole bunch of old copywriting books, because copywriting is a skill. You can't outsource that to Bangladesh in English. You can't outsource that to the Philippines, or really even to most anybody in the United States. So you have to have, there's a real art to knowing how to do that, and it pays a lot of money. So being able to craft a message, that's one thing. I like search engine optimization. So all the things that you were talking about a minute ago, I like marketing stuff. I'm interested in those kind of things. And it's not easy. There's a definite skill to know how to do these kind of things that separates you from everybody else. And the more proficient that you can become in a skill, and that skill could be that you're really good at doing three-way calls. That skill could be that you're really good at, closing people, if you will, getting them to sign up in a networking company, in this company, in anything. But being really good and being proficient in a skill set, and pick something out overall, one or two or three related things that you become proficient at, and then study that and look for other people that are much better than you and take courses and those kind of things. But you have to think about these kind of things. On my calendar every day, I can't say I always do it, because a lot of times I'll fall asleep, or honestly I'll watch a movie. I cheat on my own to-do list and calendar, but every night at 10 till 9 o'clock in my calendar, Monday to Friday, it says marketing school. And marketing school is supposed to be from 9 o'clock till about 11 or 11:30. And so I'm supposed to, I say it that way because in truth I don't always do it, but it is on my calendar, is that I'm supposed to go through courses and different things like that. And just like I had homework, and you want to think about this, is that you're always evolving and you're developing a skill. So I apologize, I've gone on long enough here, but that's I just kind of couldn't leave that you have to have some kind of skill. So thanks.
No problem, Rob. No problem. Now, what I was gonna say there, guys, is that with all the time and effort that we put in at corporate, and Rob has put in on the sales funnel and the email autoresponders and the lead capture pages and everything that's coming out your guys' way here, I would say within a week. I would have to suggest that the biggest thing that you guys do is plug into the system. All right, don't try and recreate the wheel. There's going to be a lot of you out there that are going to do a great job at marketing, and you're going to create your own videos. You're going to create all these different things, and that's wonderful. Okay, but if you're somebody new to the industry and you're trying to figure it out, plug into the system that we've already got put into place for you guys, and and then get your people to do the same thing. The simplicity of this business is simply the fact that you just bring on three Leafit associate memberships. You refer in, you enroll them into the iGrow University, okay, and then you help them do the same thing. That's it. You just get three people and help them get three each, and then you encourage them to do the same thing for their people that you just did for them. And then what you're looking for always is leaders that are being developed down below you, so that you can reach down in there and work with them. Or you find somebody that you connect with really, really well, and you work with them. You develop relationships. That's what this business is all about. And the neat thing about Leafit is, with it being a social network, and the compensation plan pays out really well. I mean, you could generate a very good full-time income in a short amount of time through developing relationships and having fun. I mean, it's pretty incredible the opportunity that's here, and that's what I saw when I made the decision to shut down my previous company and come over here. And so that's what I'm hoping each one of you guys see on this. Now, Rob had also spoken about a gentleman, Will Cormany, actually was his name, that was one of the very first conversations that Rob had about Leafit with anybody. He was on with Eric Cronin, and then Eric put Will Cormany on the phone. And now that is actually our next speaker here on the call tonight. And Will is in Rob's downline. That was not even actually by design for this call, but that's how it ended up being. So Will has just gone out there and done some incredible things with his organization. He started July 6th, so not quite 1 week after Rob finally engaged with Leafit. Will has brought on 17 personals, so you can see how each person will bring on a different number of personals and then work with their organizations. But the outcome is very similar here. Look at the 17 personals enrolled into iGrow University, 460 associates on his team, and 4,051 total people in his group. I mean, this gentleman has been out there just working his butt off and getting things done. I hear a lot about him through his group and his leadership, and we're excited and proud to have him here as part of Leafit. Will, are you on the phone with me here?
Ron, can you hear me okay?
I can. Yeah, since you're on your phone, you're going to need to speak up just a little bit extra this evening, if you would. And Will, if you could go ahead, take the floor, and tell us your story. I didn't put a whole lot on the screen here for you. Tell us a little bit about your background. Talk to us about what you're doing to build such an amazing group so quickly. I mean, we are talking, guys, just over 1 month, and he's got over 4,000 people already introduced into Leafit, and then maybe some suggestions, Will, on what you think that they should be doing to explode their businesses the same.
You got it, Ron. Is this loud enough?
Perfect.
Okay. It's just a great example to see, this little screenshot. You just saw Rob's, and there was like, 7,000 people. This is the perfect understanding of half of those people came from one person. That's what will happen in your Leafit business. 17 personals. That's the work I did in the last month. I talked to 17 people about a really cool opportunity, and it's exploded into people that I will never meet, on so many levels, level 9, level 10, level whatever. And, it gets to the point to where when you look at this industry and you look at what has really happened with Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and all of the emerging social media giants, why are they making billions of dollars? Because of you, because of me, because of, all of us. It's not about, it's kind of a funny thing. If you ask people, why does Facebook exist? Most kids will say, well, because it's just there for me, right? When you think about the dollar value in a day that goes into fighting off hackers, bandwidth, server speed, most people don't understand that Facebook is a huge business, and they're there to generate advertising dollars. If no one was on Facebook, would any advertisers pay them money? No. If there was 1,000 people on Facebook, would that be enough of an audience for Facebook to receive advertising dollars? No. But when you have billions of people over there, they're paying a premium. So if you really think about why are all these sites free, why can you just join Facebook free and Instagram free and Twitter free? Because the owners of these companies don't care whether or not you're paying. They care about the fact that you're there, because now you are worth something to them, and there's actually like a dollar value. It fluctuates from company to company, but you're worth about $20 to Facebook, all of you. And for that, they're going to keep it free, because as long as they keep it free, you're going to keep bringing more people and inviting more people to their site, right? So they're happy as they can possibly be. Now, if you think about, what is Rob's value? What is Ron's value? What is Will's value? Our value is the fact that we're there, and we can see advertisements, and we can also bring all of our friends and family. Well, let's back up a few years. if you were one of the first people who joined Facebook, let's just say you were one of the first 10 or 20 people, how many people would you have under you if you could see those levels? Well, they don't show you that, right? But if you could see level 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if the average person on Facebook has 300 to 500 friends, which is a Google statistic, right? What's 500 times 500? What does your third level look like? And if you've ever really thought about your influence and the value that you have brought to these sites, it's enormous. But you're not getting paid a penny, because the only thing of value on all of these social sites is the eyeballs. And they call it eyeball acquisition. So Facebook by far has the most people looking at their site, so they can charge a premium for the advertising. But what if people started to understand what the mass, most people do, they just do not understand that they should get a tiny little piece of that because they created the value for these sites. But anyway, that's where Leafit comes in. And Leafit says, look, we're just a platform. If I create a platform, or if Ron creates a platform, if there's no people there, no one cares. And no one's about to put any dollars forth in advertising revenue. But if there's a whole lot of eyeballs on that site, then all of a sudden we have eyeball acquisition and we have dollars. So Leafit said, look, all of the people are going to get to share in the revenue of the company simply for being here. And now that's going to be something that, it's just going to revolutionize the way that social media and, monetizing of these sites is done, and it starts with Leafit. So, that's just kind of when you can take a photo, and when you can take an existing photo or a photo from one of your social media sites, and when you can click on it and tag a relevant keyword, and it searched the internet in a millisecond, like Mike Green said, in a second to be fair, and give you the best price for that item. And then if somebody purchases that product, you get a small piece of that. You now became a rev share on a proper platform. So, going forward, when people build platforms, they're going to start to understand that, Facebook built the platform, and millions and millions of people came to the platform to share photos, to share content. All that did is increased the value of the ad dollar. But they would have no value if it wasn't for the fact that we were all there. So anyway, it's just really exciting, and I don't want to talk too much, Ron or Rob, but what Leafit has done here, and the app that's about to be live in the App Store and then Android and everything else thereafter, it's one of the most exciting things that I've dreamed about this model for 5 or 6 years, and I've watched 2 or 3 companies kind of get in position and almost finish the job and almost take a piece of this market share, but for whatever reason, whether it was funding or whether it was this or that, they just didn't have it. And Leafit has already proven that they have the product. I'm one of the 1,000 beta testers, and the product is phenomenal. I mean, it's addictive. It's incredible. And the world is about to have this product, and there's no better place to be, in my opinion, right now than just an associate or an affiliate of Leafit. And I appreciate you guys for all your hard work.
Excellent. Thank you, Will, so much for coming out and sharing that with everybody, and for your hard work. I mean, it's again, corporate. We can put all the pieces into place, but if there aren't leaders out there to grab those pieces and make them work, and teach the field how to duplicate. I mean, your value in the field is incredible. So everybody on this webinar here this evening, you guys are valuable. Okay, I mean, you guys are critical to the Leafit mission, and so I want to thank everybody for your participation here with Leafit, and Will for 4,000 51 people that you've introduced to this company in just over a month. It's quite incredible, and I look forward to helping you grow your business and continue to reach out into countries globally and start to impact some economies together. So I'm excited. This is a big vision, a big company, and you guys are all here at the beginning. And Will, thank you so much, and thanks Sherry for standing behind you and allowing you to do what it takes to build this organization.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, guys, I want to talk to you real quick here about the $200,000 prize pool that we're giving away hopefully between now and the end of the year. Should be able to get all this accomplished. But when we hit 5,000 paying associates, which we're really, really close to that, we're going to give out $15,000. And that's to the person who has sponsored the most personals. This is still up for grabs. Anybody can go out and get this $15,000 prize money. We hit 10,000 paying associates, and the one who has the most personally paying associates gets another $25,000. We get to 25,000 paying associates, and we change the game just a little bit here because we're not a recruiting company. We are a social networking. We're about building relationships. So at 25,000 paying associates, the individual who's going to get the $50,000 prize money on that one is going to be the person with the most personally sponsored, who each have their 3 personally sponsored as well. Okay, so a little curveball there to get to the big money. You gotta be working with your teams. You got to be doing what Rob and Will are doing here. They're reaching down and working with other leaders in their group and developing leaders and really building relationships there. And you'll just have to take my word for it. I talk with folks every day that are in Rob's downline and Will's downline, and their people love them. I mean, these are great leaders, and you can do the same thing if you have a job and you've only got a couple hours a day to be working this business. That's okay. Bring in 3, 4, 5 people and then work with them. You don't need to go out and bring in literally hundreds of people. You bring in just a handful of them and then you work with them. That 2, 3 hours a day that you have to spend should be working with those individuals that you've already brought in. That's where you create the duplication. This is not all on you. That's the beauty of networking, is that you have the opportunity to leverage your time and your energy through other people. And then our last prize on here is the 50,000 paying associates. Again, it's going to be the individual who has the most personally sponsored, who each have 3 personally sponsored underneath them. So, and then that's $110,000 prize right there. So there's going to be some folks very, very happy hopefully between now and Christmas. We'll be giving all that money out. Again, it's totally based on the growth of the company and how quickly people get introduced to Leafit. And we've got our app at the App Store right now. We're just waiting for the final approval from the App Store. We've done everything that we can from our side, and literally just kind of at their mercy, just sitting here waiting for them to finish up. So we're days away. We thought by now we would have had the app out, and then there was some stuff that Facebook had done to require some new criteria on not just us, but everybody who has anything to do with Facebook. All those apps had to resubmit. So create a little bit of a backlog, but we're getting through it very quickly. We use world-class programmers for our app who also have connections at Facebook. So we're getting through it extremely quickly. It's taken us 2 days to get through things. It's taken other people 2 weeks to get through with Facebook. So we're well on our way. And as soon as we have a date from the App Store, we will start releasing that to everybody. And I know that's what a lot of people are waiting for, is they want to see the app come out. Been a lot of companies that have attempted to become a app development company in this industry, and we're done with ours, guys. So we're not trying anymore. We're finished now. All we got to do is just get the App Store to make it live for you guys to download. If we don't see the if we don't see it going live in the App Store within the week, then we've already started to compile a list of emails, okay, from you guys. We started on the call last night. So my suggestion would be that you send in an email to beta, that's B-E-T-A, at leafit.com, beta at leafit.com. Include your first name, last name, and email address that you used when you set up your Leafit account, and we'll add you to the list. We're going to open the doors up again for to add more people into the beta test if Apple does not put the app up right away. So we've got literally thousands of people that are waiting for the app, and so rather than make you guys wait any longer, we're going to go ahead and open the doors up again for that beta. So that's beta@leafit.com. Include your first name, last name, and the email that you set up your Leafit account with. All right, and then we'll add you into the beta test, and you guys can start showing the app off. Until then, make sure that you're going to the homepage of your replicated website and using the app demo right there. Now, if you were new to the call, actually, let me show you real quick where the app demo is. This is a screenshot of the homepage. All right, so you've got your product demo, or I'm sorry, your product video right here, and then right below it, you've got the watch the app demo video. This is a very short video done by our CEO, Lawrence Sal, who walks you through how to create a leaf and how to wish list things and basically the ins and outs. It's a very quick training as well as a app demo. I mean, it's incredible. Once we started putting that up, people started using it. We saw literally hundreds, 400, 500, 600 people a day flooding into Leafit. So if you're not seeing that kind of growth, start using the tools and resources that we've made available to you, and I think your business will start to explode for you as well. So what do you do at this point? Well, we're going viral, guys. We are viral right now, and it's all about timing. It's about getting in the right place at the right time. So decide to move forward today. Get your sponsor's username. Go to leafit.biz/your sponsor's username. Okay, so whatever that username may be, plug that in there and get signed up underneath of them. Secure your spot right now. Again, it is time sensitive. There's leaders in the field coming in every day, and because of the fact that this is a matrix-based program, we have a unilevel on the front end, backed by a matrix, backed by check matches. Guys, it's time sensitive. Get in before the anybody else does, so that they end up underneath you, and then follow the step-by-step system. You know, I mean, we've got webinars. We've got a Jumpstart webinar every Monday to kick the week off. That's a corporate update, followed by a Tuesday and Thursday inner circle like you're on right now, where you get to come out here and hear from the leaders. And then on Wednesdays, we've got live questions and answers. Last week was almost 2 hours long. We're going to invite a couple more leaders to come out and help answer some questions. Paul Ankersmith is actually going to be on that call again with us tomorrow evening, along with Mike Green. We may even have our CEO back on that call answering some questions about the app. So Lawrence Sal may be on there, and we'll see who else. What other leaders I have on that call, I'll be introducing during the call. So, but that is a place where any questions you have, you can get answered. And we want to give you our time and focus for that. It's supposed to be a 1 hour call. Like I said, last week was about a 2 hour call. All of those are recorded and put in the back office. I did have a problem with last Thursday's Inner Circle webinar recording. It did not record properly. I'm still trying to get that converted into a format and up for you. But last Wednesday's live Q&A is in the back office. You should take your pen and paper and go listen to last week's call. It's pretty incredible. Get on the phone, invite people through to the webinar. We've got 6 webinars, 6 opportunity webinars daily. Okay, so lots of times for you guys to be able to invite people over to that webinar and have them check it out. If they are short on time, they don't have the opportunity to wait for one of the scheduled times, it's not a problem. Have them click watch yesterday's webinar now, and they can see it immediately. Okay, wonderful tool right there to leverage everybody's time with. Then build relationships, have fun. I mean, that's what this business is all about, is really just building relationships, having fun. And, you know, just welcome to the team, guys. If you're new here tonight, get started right now. Not tomorrow, not later tonight, but right now. Go to your sponsor's replicated page, plug in their username, and get started. Welcome aboard. I want to thank everybody for coming out and spending this time with us here this evening. And Will and Rob, thank you so much for coming out and just pouring your knowledge and experiences into all the folks on the phone here this evening. So thank you for coming, and have a great night, guys.